Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the Holistic Health and Weight Loss Podcast. I'm so happy that you are tuning in and listening today. I want to talk about diets. And how diets are failing you and how you are not a failure if you fail at dieting because diets are actually failing you. Because the truth is, diets are usually destructive. And unless you have a medical reason to be on one, you really should be avoiding them at all costs. Too often people feel failure when they try diet after diet with no lasting results, right? But that's completely normal and actually makes total sense because diets actually don't work, not in the long run, right? They don't work for the long term. You might lose some weight on them to begin with, because you're like highly restricting yourself and not eating nearly as much as you are used to or even should be, right? So, of course, you're going to lose some weight initially, but it's not something that you can maintain long term because really, if you're just dieting, if you're just restricting, if you're just counting calories and eating whatever you want, you're not implementing those healthy habits that are going to help you create this healthy lifestyle and keep the weight off long term, right? It's a temporary solution. So if you're looking for lasting weight loss diets, you should run far away from diets and you should focus instead on creating these healthy habits that will ultimately lead to your healthy lifestyle and lifetime maintenance of a healthy weight. So know that you are not a failure if diets don't work for you because they just really don't work for anyone. I mean, the odd person can continue dieting for life, right? They can like restrict for life and, count calories forever. But in general, most people aren't going to be able to do that or aren't going to want to do that, right? Why would you? Why would you want to count your food all the time? Instead, just learn how to eat nutritiously, including those foods that you love. And then you will have that healthy lifestyle and you'll have that knowledge and those systems in place to keep you on this healthy lifestyle for life. At least that is what I prefer to do. I definitely don't want to count calories for the rest of my life. I don't want to obsess over food, over the numbers of food. It doesn't make sense to me and it doesn't sound like something I want to do, right? Stressing over food all the time, no thank you. So instead I choose to live a healthy lifestyle. Now I can say that I have previously been stuck in that diet cycle. I've been sucked into dieting many times in my life. And I know firsthand just how damaging it can be and how unsustainable it is and how obsessed you get over food, over the calories, over like every single bite you put into your mouth. Like that's like calculating and weighing your food. It's not a way to live, right? Like I've tried tons of them though. Like believe me, I understand if this is you and if you're there and if you think that dieting is the way to go, I understand that as well. Like I've starved myself by eating way too little calories. I've tried intermittent fasting, which my body did not like. I totally ignored my body's signals, and I'm so glad that I don't do that anymore because like I was doing it knowing that it was temporary, right? And like I had it in my head, like I can't wait until I can eat breakfast again someday. Like, what kind of life is that then? And then what's going to happen when I add breakfast back in, right? I'm going to gain the weight back because it's not a sustainable. If you're not choosing something that you can stick with for life, then you're not going to sustain the results either. If your diet is unsustainable, then so are your results most of the time. That's why I'm so passionate about just creating this healthy lifestyle. And it's so simple. Diets are super complicated too. Like you have to track everything and do all these restrictions. And when really you can really simplify it and enjoy your life, enjoy the food you're eating, eat your favorite foods as well, and just have this healthy lifestyle that just keeps you healthy for life, right? And also, so something I like to say is like, if you're starting over, because lots of people are like, oh, I'm going to start on this diet again that I tried 5 years ago because it worked so well for me back then. Like this was me too. I tried Weight Watchers a couple times and it worked for me the first time, right? It worked for me the first time. So I thought I'd try it again. But okay, if you're starting over with a diet that worked for you before, then did it really work for you? Right? If it worked for you before, then you wouldn't have to start it again. You'd be good to go. But maybe you stopped doing it and you have to start it again because you weren't able to stick with it because it wasn't sustainable, right? Or maybe your body was resisting the diet because it knew it needed more nourishment. And so the unconscious messages you received from your body caused you to quit the diet, right? And so just to clear things up here too, because I feel like a lot of people confuse this issue. They confuse eating healthy with the dieting. Because, like, in my Instagram posts and in my course and stuff, I talk about foods to avoid. I do. I talk about foods to avoid for the most part. Okay. That's not a complete restriction of them. Okay. It's not like this really intense restrictive diet, and you don't have to count anything or, be obsessed about it. You can include them. And I, in fact, do recommend including them. But when I say avoid them, I'm just saying to not include them as a part of your regular routine, your regular meals, because they are harmful and they have negative effects. And, some of them are toxins to your body. And we could go into a whole other thing about what toxins in your bodies do, but I'm a big advocate for reducing inflammation in your body because that is a big factor in a lot of the illnesses we see today and a lot of the symptoms that we experience. So, of course, I'm going to recommend getting rid of, for the most part, refined sugars, refined grains, those fried foods that you get at the fast food restaurant, the vegetable oils, things like that, because those are inflammatory foods and they're going to wreak havoc on your system if you're having them all the time. However, there is a proper way to include them. And that's what I teach in my transformational weight loss course. But know that with eating healthy comes variety instead of restriction. And when you add more and more of the nutritious foods in, you're not going to want the less nutritious foods as much, right? And also, when you're talking about eating healthy and comparing it to dieting, but eating healthy is good for you. It feeds your body. It fuels your body. It helps you get to a healthy weight. It helps you overcome these chronic symptoms, these chronic illnesses, depression, anxiety, mental illnesses, mood and anxiety disorders, autoimmune diseases. It helps prevent these illnesses from coming up, cancer, heart disease, diabetes. There are so many benefits to eating healthy and to, for the most part, avoiding some certain foods, but also having a ton of variety and eating a lot of food. Whereas diets are really restrictive, make you feel like shit a lot of the time, like reduce your energy, sometimes cause problems. Like I even have a list here. Hold on. I have a list. I'm going to read you some of the things that dieting can cause. Dieting can cause hormonal issues, metabolism dysfunction, malnourishment, mood swings, obsessive behaviors with food. It can negatively affect your relationship with food, your body's defense mechanisms. It can cause food guilt, cravings, binge eating, lost ability to listen to your body, negative effects on social life, eating disorders, heart disease, and diabetes. What? How can you even compare dieting to eating healthy? Okay, so I've said my piece on that a little bit, but also I know that it's like just a misconception when people hear, oh, avoid these foods, they think, oh, that's a diet. Eating healthy is a diet. Don't eat processed foods. Oh, that must be a diet, right? But I think of it as this is how we should be freaking eating as human beings. This is how we're meant to eat. You should be eating in a way that's respectful to your body and that shows your body you appreciate it, nourishing it, fueling it with these healthy foods, with these nutritious foods. How is that a diet? That's the way we're supposed to eat. We're just, we're so used to eating unhealthy, to eating packaged foods, to eating high sugar foods, to eating fast food. Whereas if you create this healthy lifestyle, also, you can have the less nutritious foods, the less healthy foods. You can include them in your diet in a healthy way and in a way that supports your body, in a way that, helps you manage your blood sugar levels and things like that without wreaking havoc on your systems. And then you don't have to feel guilty about it. If you're doing it in this healthy way, you don't have to feel guilty about getting fast food. I get fast food sometimes. Actually, I had it yesterday. You can have, your chips, your popcorn, your chocolate. You can eat these foods. You can include them into your healthy lifestyle plan. And just the fact that I have to say a healthy lifestyle plan, like, I understand. It's just the society that we live in. It's so hard to eat healthy. It really is. It's challenging, even for me sometimes. It took me a while to even get where I am. It sucks really that we have to try so hard to eat the way we're supposed to be eating and that people still view it as a diet. You might view it as a diet. Even after listening to this, you might not fully grasp it, and that's okay. As long as you're listening and trying to take it in, you can listen to this a couple times or even reach out to me at Nutrition with Samantha on Instagram. I'd be happy to chat with you about it too. Sometimes it takes doing it as well to really believe it, because it's amazing once you're able to like unlearn diet culture and adopt this healthy lifestyle, just eat for health and to feel good. Then you discover ultimate food freedom and you feel freaking amazing and you notice so much. You notice just how transformational weight loss can be, just how transformational eating healthy can be. Having this healthy lifestyle, this anti-inflammatory lifestyle, it completely changed my life, like in every possible way. I'm a different person than I used to be. If you can believe it, I'm a different freaking person than I used to be. That's how much it changed my life, changed my marriage, changed my relationships, right? Like it not just my body, it changed the external as well. It's really freaking amazing. So really, eating healthy should be viewed as normal. It just should, not as a diet. Like it's not a diet if you remove processed foods or high sugar foods in the name of health, right? It's not a diet if you remove these foods that don't fuel your body so that you can optimize your body, so that your body feels good, and so that you're able to do all the things you want to do in life. It's not a diet. Okay, so what can be done then? How can you get out of this diet mentality? How can you achieve the results you so crave without dieting? Well, first of all, just really recognize that eating healthy is not a diet. Really try to unlearn dieting. And I know it's hard because we've been surrounded by it probably our entire lives. I know I have. You see it on TV. Everyone talks about it like it's totally normal. So understand that it's not a diet. Find your food freedom. Know that you can do whatever you want within your healthy lifestyle because it's not a diet. There's nothing saying you have to eat this and not eat that. Yeah, there's foods in general not to overconsume, right? And more foods that you want to add in. But you can also do whatever you want because it's not a diet. Remember that you're choosing to respect your body and not wreak havoc on your gut. Choose health and know that you don't have to diet to lose weight. Make healthy choices. Focus on creating these healthy habits that you can take through life. Be patient and kind with yourself and get support, whether that's through a friend, a family member, a Facebook group, a coach, a nutritionist like me. I can help you if you'd like, but get that support and get people backing you up. If you don't have someone in your life to back you up, I highly, highly recommend working with someone, working with a nutrition coach and taking their private coaching, because that provides you with that support. Like, at least my private coaching does. I provide my clients with unlimited support while we're working together. We typically work together for 3 months, and I'm like in their back pocket in the moment when they need me the whole time. Ask me anything. I'm there for accountability, support, guidance, to answer your questions, and total personalization. So if you don't have that support otherwise in your life, I highly, highly recommend investing in it, because it's going to change your life. It really is. Okay. That's all I have for you in this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you again next week.